Hey kids, welcome to section 9.8, renting or owning a home. Today we're going to calculate the average monthly cost of renting a home, and then we're also going to compare the total cost of renting to the total cost of owning a home. So the big question for today is, how will you decide whether to rent or to buy a home? A lot of people like to rent when they get in college, when they get right out of college, until they get that first big job. And then when they get that first big job, they might save up for a little bit and buy a house, or they might continue to rent. Or some people, if it's just them, they don't want a house for one person, so they'll continue to rent. So lots of different reasons why people continue to rent or people move to buying a house. You just got to decide for yourself what's more important. So many people rent homes, condominiums, apartments, or manufactured homes. Some rent because they either cannot afford to purchase a home or they do not want the responsibilities that go with home ownership. One advantage of renting includes not having to make a down payment that ownership requires. You're not going to have to walk into a lending agency and say, here's my $10,000 down payment. You're not going to have to do that. Another advantage to renting is not having to worry about major unplanned housing expenses, such as roof repairs, broken appliances, and leaking pipes. If your roof leaks and you're renting, that's not your priority. You don't have to fix it with your own money. That's what you have a landlord for. Or if your refrigerator breaks and it came with the apartment, that's something the landlord needs to replace. A disadvantage to renting is that renters do not receive federal income tax benefits such as mortgage interest and property tax deductions. So when you rent, you will not have deductions on your income tax, so you'll pay a little bit more. Also, renters do not build up any equity in the house or apartment they are renting. Equity is like something that you can have. So when your lease is over, your apartment is just done. It's gone. You walk away. But when you have a house and you pay your mortgage, at the end of the mortgage payments, that house is yours. In addition, most renters have to pay a security deposit plus the first month's rent when they sign a lease. And that security deposit is used to pay for cleaning the apartment at the end of the rental agreement, or to change the locks, or to repair damage to the rental unit. Sometimes when you rent an apartment, they want the first month's rent, a security deposit, and last month's rent. So each rental agency is different. Sometimes the security deposit is the same amount as a rent for the month. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. It just depends. Two more things to remember: that when you are renting, you will have money lost to interest. And so this is additional money that you must pay because you do not own the home. So this interest is what is accumulated when you borrow money and you have to finance it and you have to pay back the interest. And so when you're renting, that's something that gets added to your bill, and it's usually dispersed within the rent. When you're renting, you will have tax savings. This is less money that you must pay since you do not own the home. So because you don't have to pay rental taxes, that amount gets taken out of your rent. We are going to find the annual cost for all of these different items for a house. And so if you want to find the monthly cost, just divide by 12 because there are 12 months in the year. So let's take a look at how we can find average monthly cost for some homes. We have two homes here that they rent. Number one, Mike Chang plans to rent an apartment for $675 a month. The security deposit is 1 month's rent. He estimates that annual expenses will be shown in the table. So we are paying $675 a month for 12 months. That's $8,100. Loss of interest is $28. We're going to have to pay that. Renter's insurance, if you choose to get that, $320 for the year. Electricity, $1,280. Heating and gas, $1,500. Telephone, internet, cable TV, $1,255. And cell phone is $848. So to find our total annual expenses, which part A, what is the total annual cost to rent the apartment? We have all of these annual expenses listed here, but we also have a security deposit that was in the problem. So we're just going to add security deposit here at the bottom. It says it's a month rent, which would be $675. So we need to add all of these values up. And if we do so, we get $14,006. So that is our total annual cost to rent the apartment. If I want to find the average monthly cost to rent the apartment, I take the annual cost, $14,006, and I divide by 12. That's going to give me $1,154. No, my bad. I apologize. $1,167.17. So remember, your rent is $675, but you're going to pay another $500 or so in insurance, utilities, all sorts of other stuff. Okay, number 2, the annual rental expenses for Joe and Allison Zersky are shown in the table. Calculate their average monthly cost of renting. Okay, so this table has less items filled in. It tells us our rent is $820 a month and we're renting for 12 months. So if we multiply that, we get $9,840. Loss of interest is $42. Rental insurance, $280. Electricity, $360. Heating and gas, $1,600. Telephone is $40 a month for 12 months. That's $480. Cell phone is $44 a month for 12 months. That's $528. And cable TV is $60 a month for 12 months. That's $720. If I add all of these values up, I get $13,850. So if I want to find the average monthly cost of renting, I can take the annual cost, $13,850, and divide by 12 months. If I do that, I'll get $1,154.17. That's weird that it's 17 cents again. Okay, so that's how you find monthly cost of renting. Now we're going to compare two different scenarios. One is a renting and one is a homeowner. Now, I kind of changed the tables a little bit from what's in your notes. I moved the tax savings over here because you get tax savings when you rent. And I took off the loss of interest over here on the homeowner. So listed below are tables that Megan created to help her decide whether to rent a house or to purchase a house. So part A says, is it less expensive for Megan to buy or rent a home? So we're going to find the total annual expenses for both of these, and then we can answer the questions. So when we rent, we have $775 a month for 12 months. That's going to give us $9,300. We have loss of interest is $40, renter's insurance $400, electricity is $860, heating and gas is $1,800. Telephone is $25 a month for 12 months. That's $300. Cell phone is $85 a month for 12 months. That's $1,020. Internet is $75 a month for 12 months. That's $900. So then I'm going to take my calculator and I'm going to add it all up, and be careful because the tax savings here, tax savings is money you do not have to pay because you do not own the house. So that's actually subtraction. That's what the parentheses there mean. So if I were to add all of this up, we get $13,395. If we go over here to the annual homeowner expense table, we have mortgage payments for $5,500. Property taxes are $2,380. Homeowners insurance, $1,150. Electricity and gas, $1,440. Heating and gas, $2,800. Maintenance is $960. Cell phone is 85 times 12. We did that on the rental side. That's $1,020. And internet is 75 times 12. We did that as well. That's $900. So if I add all this up, I get $16,150. So part A, the question, is it less expensive for Megan to rent or buy a house? And if we compare the totals, it is less expensive to rent. So it is less expensive to rent. If I want to find the difference in the annual cost, I just take the bigger one minus the smaller one. So 16,150 minus 13,395, and we get $2,755. So there are a lot of variables that went into that difference, kids. It could easily have been cheaper to buy a house, but because of insurance and property taxes and maintenance, all that stuff goes into play. And so it might actually be cheaper to rent sometimes. All right, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And as always, keep calm and keep trucking.